Hello YouTube. Recently, there have been allegations of Dream cheating in his 1.16 speedruns by modifying the chance of pearl drops. Moderator GeoSquare recently released a video conclusively proving Dream's guilt, link in the description. The accusation was that his pearl trades were abnormally high. GeoSquare gave Dream the benefit of the doubt in every possible way, but still ended up with an astonishing 1 in 7.5 trillion probability of this all happening just by chance. GeoSquare also released a 29-page document detailing this calculation and any possible sources of error. Most of GeoSquare's document was spent either looking for sources of bias and accounting for them, or trying to find errors in the game's code that could have led to this discrepancy in the pearl trades. The core calculation of this document is quite simple and is actually just a binomial CDF. It seems to me that this evidence is pretty damning, and I hope to convince you as well. I want to make it clear that I am by no means a Dream hater, and I actually think that his Minecraft Manhunt series is some of the best content on YouTube. In most of the previous Twitter drama involving Dream, I've generally been on his side. Regardless of what happens, I still think he makes amazing content. With all that being said, I am angered and saddened by Dream's response to this on Twitter. I would be happy if Dream would just own up to it. I mean, we all make mistakes after all. In his first tweet, Dream explains the claims made by GeoSquare, that he was too lucky. He also accuses GeoSquare of clickbaiting his name for views. To be clear, GeoSquare is not making any money from his video. Also, I think it's reasonable to make a clarification video on the subject, considering all the misinformation that's been flying around. Dream also called the video, quote, BS. Personally, I couldn't find a flaw in the logic. Prior to the release of GeoSquare's video, Dream had released a document entitled My Perspective. My Perspective was essentially a counter-argument against essentially the same arguments and math used in GeoSquare's document. My Perspective includes two parts. Number one, that Dream had no motivation to do this. And number two, that the collected data was biased. Concerning the first point, I would tend to agree. It seems like there really is no motivation for Dream to do something like this. It's a stupid way of cheating, especially for just a 13th place run. But in the face of such insanely low probabilities, I'm convinced. Because of the previously mentioned reasons, I would have given Dream a Bayesian prior of doing this of maybe 0.01%. Regardless, applying the necessary Bayesian updating, we get 99.9999986% chance of cheating. Even if you trust Dream even more than me, it seems unreasonable to have such a low Bayesian prior that this probability is insignificant. Moving on to part 2, statistical bias. Dream mentions many small biases such as a stopping bias or things of that nature. But most of the things Dream mentions are not significant enough to qualitatively reduce the probability. At most, being extremely generous, it grants him a factor of maybe 1,000. A more precise calculation of these biases is included in the document provided by GeoSquare. Moving on, in this tweet, Dream basically says that the size of this investigation is not warranted for what is essentially just a 13th place run. I disagree, considering the large amount of controversy surrounding the issue. This is because of the fact that Dream is so popular and has so many subscribers and such a massive impact on the speedrunning community as a whole. The only thing in GeoSquare's document that I disagree about is, quote, the readers should note that the authors of this document are solely motivated by the exceptional empirical data, and that any runner, regardless of popularity, skill, or following, experiencing such unlikely events would be held to the same level of scrutiny, unquote. This is blatantly false. They would not have generated such a detailed 29-page document and well-produced YouTube video for anyone other than Dream. It is obvious that Dream's popularity has played a role in some of the scrutiny applied to him. We could argue about whether this is fair or not, but one thing is clear from the investigation. Dream is cheating. If, despite all this, you still trust Dream, you must believe that he somehow turned up the pearl trades by accident. One semi-plausible theory I've heard is that Dream turned up the pearl trades for a manhunt and forgot to turn them off while he was speedrunning. Even if that were true, Dream should have known about it and should have just admitted to his careless mistake. In light of all this, I can't believe that Dream still denies what he did.